This is the Troll Patrol, live with Justin FREAKIN.
Welcome to the Troll Patrol, live. I am indeed wearing a black bandana that has emojis and smiley faces and hearts and shit all over it. Warlord over on Twitch, Sky Comet, thank you for the sub on Twitch. Because I'm on Twitch, because the groipers can fondle my groipers. We'll see. They can't go into the Discord. I've set the moderation kind of like everything's on lockdown tonight, guys. I apologize for the extra high security. It'll become lax after the groipers wear themselves out. I have Twitch set to subscriber only. I think I should be able to actually change that and it wouldn't make a difference because I set the moderation really high. But just to be on the safe side, they ain't taking my Twitch down tonight. Last night I had some weather moving through the area at the time. We're prone to bad power surges, and I didn't have my Twitch back yet. When I checked again at like 7:30, I had Twitch back, so I don't know when I got it back. It would be hilarious. Maybe they spent their Prime sub on me. If they're gonna say something to me, they're gonna have to plop down some money because I cut off all their other means. I hate to do it to the Discord where you can't just hop on the Discord and leave messages because apparently some people like to do that to watch on YouTube but message on Discord. If you're a Troll Patrol captain on Discord, you can use the live show chat right now. Anyway, welcome. I'm not high enough for this shit. It was indeed a black bandana. I don't even know what the kek means. I saw that they said it a lot. Also, I hope they show up, but I don't know how they're going to let me know that they're here. Because I have some pictures I photoshopped. of their leader. The head of the Claude Squad. Spider didn't know why I was wearing the glasses the other night because I was mocking Claude Filter. I actually do like to wear those glasses a lot, but I know my eyes, they're a real selling point. I'm not immersed in. I spend all my time in right-wing places, but I don't pay attention to what they're actually saying. I don't study them. I don't treat them with any kind of reverence or anything. I'm just there to hit and run to make them mad. I swear I'm in a group on Facebook called Make Offensive Memes Great Again, and that is the most sensitive fucking group. It is so easy to trigger them on everything. What does kek mean cool? I seriously, I like actual electoral politics, and then I play my video games. I have no clue what's going on in the onlineosphere. I don't pay attention to it. I'm only here for the cat memes and the cat pictures. Thank you for your order. I'll push it off the edge of the counter when it's ready. Meow. Keg is like LOL. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, it means chuckle. Haha. I I like. Well, let's adopt it. I like it. Warlord has adopted. Or Warlord secretly a right winger. Maybe Warlord is the one pointing these people at me. I don't know. Haven't figured you out yet, sir. I asked Warlord if the Queen was dead yet. Apparently, there's a whole ordeal that they go through. They put up a sign on the front of like Windsor Palace. Is that what it is? What you motherfuckers call it? There's the whole tradition, as is tradition. The monarchist. I don't know what you. I don't trust anybody that has beans for breakfast. RB, what's going on? Oh shit! I didn't mean to. I smacked my bong on the microphone. My apologies, everyone. I'm not very professional tonight. What would you expect with me and my emoji fucking bandana? Are you saying that the use of the word based is ironic? See, I'm not one of the young whippersnappers. I don't know. Like, based means cool, right? I saw a document going around. It was like a college professor kept track of all the different lingo he came across. RB, welcome. I'm not high enough, and I need to pack this some more. What are we talking about tonight? Do I have news to talk about? Yeah, unfortunately. I have been paying attention to the news. Somebody's going to have to tell me, are we in a war? We're on our way to war. I think Biden has declared that the war has actually started, but I don't think we're actually fighting a war yet. We're going to have to talk about furries. Apparently there was a shithead that was a member of the furry community. I see my numbers. I know that like most of the people that watch me are over 30. That's when bubblegum yum babe face. Fuck. I fucked her name up. When bubblegum babe face was talking with me, she was like, your audience is younger. I'm like, nah, actually they're not. Like my audience is late millennials, early Gen Xers, it seems. I see the numbers. YouTube and the Twitch, they break it down for me. We're all about the same age. We're like, I'm scared of the rest of the internet. I had to learn to use Twitch to do this shit. I kept getting banned on Facebook. Well, let's find out what this Twitch is. And then like I found out about cozy.tv the other day with the Clodfelter thing. Yeah, we're part of the Quackers generation. Yeah, the furry community did warn people about that guy. The furry community has been trying to purge the neo-Nazis and the white supremacists. That's got me worried about the frequency of right-wing violence that we're seeing that's inspired by like fucking LOL memes. I mean, you don't have to be a pervert to be a furry, I guess. I mean, I don't know. It's not for me. I had a friend that was into that shit, like a swinging partner. He didn't have me dress up as anything, but he was a furry and into the furry community. I think as much as I fucking love stuffed animals and meme magic. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up over here. What the keck? Explaining the alt-right deity. What? Term used to describe the hypothetical power of sorcery and voodoo, supposedly derived from certain internet memes. Well, I mean, that's... When I saw the dude, because I watched the video like the Christchurch shooter and his whole rant as he was driving into the mosque, and like I recognized a lot of the memes that he was talking about and that he referenced. There is nothing wrong with it. I would be described as a pervert by many people.
You live in sexual anarchy?
Oh, Dustin. Thank you for the resub, Warlord. Thank you for the resub. I'm sorry you missed out on all the fun. Oh, I had the stream elements turned off over here.
You live in sexual anarchy?
I lead the perv gang. Not really anymore. I would have had a lot more stories if I was doing this back in college. Oh, no problem, Dustin. I try to put my shit anywhere that will have my shit, including in right wing spell. Like I'm all over BitChute and Rumble, Odyssey. Like I'm all over their shit. I put my shit up on Parler and Getter. Oh, I was looking up Kyrgyzstan. Like that's like a fictitious island or some shit, right? A fictional country invented by users on 4chan as the tongue-in-cheek ethnic origin of shit posters. Oh, God. This is sad. This is sad. Like, but of course a community formed around doing this kind of shit. I've always been a loner in my trolling on the internet. I do not have an iPhone. I am not in the Apple what do you call that? It's got its own closed circuit. Blah blah blah. Maybe I'm too high now. Ecosystem. Yeah, that works. That works fine. But I like open source shit. That's why I'm on the Android. But I mean, also, while I'm on the Android, I also I'm exclusively Google bullshit. Just because I'm in their ecosystem, because I think it's better to give all your data to one company as opposed to a bunch of different companies, I guess. I picked the Google and stuck with it. Hey Google, your living room light's purple. She does what I tell her to. They didn't tell you to do anything. Shut the fuck up. You better be sorry. And she's Australian as well. How did she sass you, Sparkles? The one in the bathroom's been acting up, and I think that's the one Sparkles was talking to. I've had to unplug her and plug her back in a couple times. Cause she wasn't doing what I wanted her to. Electronics always fucking up. The Truth Social is bound to be a disaster. I will eventually put my shit on there. I can't imagine it's not going to be like Parler and just be a huge data leak the entire time. Don't cuss at my robot. I'm tired of having this conversation with you, Sparkles. Don't be cussing at my robot. I'm not high enough for this shit. Who wants to talk about the fucking news? I don't want to talk about the news. I haven't been in a news mood. The cheapest iPhone. Fuck, I've gotta walk out to my mailbox. I've got to get a new SIM card for my phone. I gotta remember to walk out there and because I gotta activate it and shit. Because of the 5G coming through. I've only got like so many days. Like it's the end of like my time to like upgrade. So I gotta remember to do that this week. Go get my SIM card. Upgrade my phone. Give me a bit of inspiration. Are you trying to give me inspiration to do the news? I'm not gonna. I don't know if I can be talked into it tonight. I got the news. I got the news all laid out. I do every night. It's fucking cold tonight. Like, I had the window open last night, and it felt great, and it was raining and shit. And then today, it's like it's fucking cold. I had to wake up and shut the fucking window. I don't like the cold. My feet are kind of cold right now. I don't like it. But then tomorrow, it's supposed to be 70. That's window open weather. I don't like this back and forth weather. It upsets me. Weather upsets me. I'm officially an old man now. I get pissed off at the weather. I really wanted to know if there were some groypers that were creeping around here. Like, I figured they might hop on the YouTube if they were creeping. I wanna check the Discord. I've told Sparkles I'm gonna take care of the boys chat tonight. There's not gonna be piss everywhere. Warlord, I'm not sure that you're not role playing most of the time. Old man yells at Cloud me. I don't. Can we hear Sparkles? No. It's okay. It's okay. I didn't even get, like, Twitch never told me what it was that got me taken down. Somebody had suggested that, like, you know, if there were so many people reporting, apparently that's not how they do it. So I read, but I don't exactly know because Twitch never gave me an indication of what it was that actually got me taken down. And like there's no strikes against my channel. I don't have like I'm in good standing as I always have been, so good job, Groypers. All you did was like cause me to not be able to take calls for a little bit. Bug off. High enough for this shit. I mean, it comes with the territory. I can't do a show called the Troll Patrol and not expect to get trolled. And people try to pull one up on me, so. The bot thing could be a thing. I went through and banned a bunch of, like, if anybody with the name Groiper or some shit got fucking banned. You got banned. But if I found out there were some creeping around in here, I've got some pictures I want to pull out. I would think after the whole, they took a lot of flack last year for hate raids, so I thought they put measures in to like safeguard against that, but oh well. It's Amazon, so fuck Amazon, fuck Facebook, fuck Google, fuck all the companies that I'm currently streaming on, and fuck the little ones right now. We're on like D Live, Mob Crush or some shit like that. We're on like, what the fuck is Trovo? Anybody ever heard of Trovo? We're on Trovo right now. Say hey if you're watching on Trovo. We want to see you in the chat. Back when there was that thing Periscope, they shut it down, but I actually had like someone that watched me almost every night on Periscope. Trip me the fuck out. I put my shit everywhere. I am not on Truth Social yet. I tried to sign up on Monday night. I was gonna do it here on the stream, but you gotta be put on a waiting list if you got an iPhone. I ain't got no fucking iPhone. On them lots, actually. I've seen all kinds of different designs where like the snake has like a ball gag and everything. Getting dominated. Please step on me. I like the moron snake though. He makes me happy. The cutie, look at him. You guys such a dumb little look on his face. If I had a stroke, I was listening to the stream earlier when I was like cutting up the clip to put up on YouTube. Maybe I was just super fucking high and I couldn't tell, but it sounded like that I had lost motor function or some shit. I'm on Rumble. I'm on Rumble. I do not get as many views on Rumble as I get on BitChute. I have 80 subscribers on Rumble. That was more than I would have guessed. I have like 40 on BitChute, but my numbers are way better on BitChute. 80 fucking subscribers on Rumble. My numbers are actually a lot better on the sites that are more organic. It's a lot of hate views. It's a lot of hate views. I get some hilarious comments on there. A lot of them I couldn't even share with you because they say ugly, awful things. A lot of hate speech. I love it though. A real kick out of it. Here's another meme for you. Just because I ain't ready to read the news yet. Rumble is like a YouTube ripoff. The interface for Rumble sucks. But luckily I can link it up to my YouTube and it just goes to Rumble automatically. Or otherwise I would not fuck with Rumble. Because like to upload a video to Rumble is just like wanting to pull your own teeth. It's honest work now. Apparently Seth Rogen is working on a Turtles movie. And I'm all about it. I'll go for that. It is like if I start doing the news, it's war. It's fucking Russia. Biden says Putin has already invaded. We have to talk about the separatists in the regions that Russia has recognized. That's exactly what it. Do you want me to ramble or do you want me to talk about fucking war? Oh, you're warlord. You want me to talk about war? Never mind. I answered that question for myself. My apologies. He's the warlord. He wants to talk about war. I wish we'd watched that Putin speech the other night, but there was a lot of shit going on. Oh, the classic blunder. Well, we were going to check in on the truckers that are driving to Washington, D.C. Apparently, they've pretty much dispersed in Ottawa. But now we got to worry about the truckers descending on Washington, D.C. Seth Rogen's totally cool. Totally cool in my book. I will watch a Seth Rogen Ninja Turtles movie. I tried to watch the newer Ninja Turtles. One that came out like 2015, 2016, something like that. I couldn't get into it. Second insurrection hype. We are coming up on the Biden State of the Union address. Of course, I'll live stream and give my commentary for that. Sometimes I even get drunk on those kinds of streams. For those of you who are new to the channel, during the presidential debates, I got drunk and called C-SPAN. And I got on at C-SPAN, and they didn't know what to do with me. They asked me about fracking. I don't give a shit about fracking. I'm in my mid-30s. I'm like fucking healthcare. Ask me about healthcare. Why would I give a shit about fracking? Yeah, that's why I brought up the State of the Union address. Good looking out, warlord. They got the money to put new tires on. It's just a minor inconvenience. The equivalent of the Groypers trying to get me taken down from Twitch. Is my Twitch still up? Hold on. Oh yeah, we're still on Twitch. Hey Groypers, go fuck yourselves. The replay should be up, Ginger. And I try to clip the choice selections from the streams. Like they had a fantastic call today. The trans girl that called in. And like I can't fucking top that. I don't want to I would love to talk to Sam Cedar if I had something good to add to the conversation, but like I feel like anything that like I call in, I'm Justin Freakin from YouTube, and it's just shameless self-promotion. It's just me jacking myself off, and I don't like that. I wouldn't be compelled to watch somebody that did that. So I guess I wouldn't want to use that as a form of promotion. If I felt like I had something to add. And one time, fuck, who did I call into? It might have been Ed Schultz, but I don't think it was. It was somebody else. But it was somebody that size. I called into Ed Schultz, and at the time I was like the news director in Eastern Kentucky. I was wanting to talk about like mining incidents and shit, because like I had insight about these like multiple deaths within a year from like mining collapse and safety issues, and like, and that's what, like, it might have been Ed Schultz, and I was just like, how was he not interested in talking to me about this topic? And he just like, thank you for your call, moved on, boom. And I guess I felt disheartened about calling in to political talk shows since then. Oh fuck. Yeah, I could just call in as a listener, but also I don't know what I would have to talk about. I agree with him. So that's one of the things, is I don't watch them very often before I do my own show, just because like if I'm commenting on the same shit, I don't want to have like the same exact take as the Majority Report, and to agree with them on a lot of things. Most things. I miss Jamie. I miss Jamie an awful lot. She had really grown on me. I still follow her on Twitter and everything, but like she's not as active on Twitter. You've also got to be like, to call in, you gotta be like on the ball and know exactly when you're calling in and shit. I've got my Left is Best t-shirt in there. I'm a huge fan of the Majority Report. But like, I'm usually I watch the Majority Report after I get off here, and I'm like making dinner and shit. I'm really looking forward to the interviews like about the Electoral College or some shit today. The need for the Electoral College. I'm totally looking forward to. Like, I love the fucking interviews. I don't think Emma made Jamie leave. I think Jamie left of her own volition. I think she had just outgrown the show or whatever. I don't know what she's doing now. She's got her own podcast, but I don't know if she has something more substantial going on. Like, Emma's dry humor, I just fucking cracks me up. I think it's a good fit with the show. I really enjoy Left Reckoning. I do not have Netflix, and I've not seen the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I don't know if I saw the other remake they did of it in like 2012. I saw that Spider-Man No Way Home. Is that the last one that came out? Like, it's gonna be streaming on March 22nd, I think. And I was excited for that because I have not seen it. I will enjoy this because Sparkles and I watched Homecoming and Far From Home. Like just a few months ago, because I told her like I wanted to get in on the Spider-Man hype. So I've been waiting for it to come to streaming so I could watch it here. Comfort of my own home. Oh, there's your cat ass. It was not 8 years ago. It was just a couple months ago. 8 years ago, my ass. Fucking, neither of them come out 8 years ago. Fucking Sparkles. There's no way for the Groypers to get through, unfortunately. They'd have to plop down some money. They would have to have special permission in the Discord. They can get on YouTube though. That's where the one dude was talking to us, but he behaved himself on YouTube. Pretty sure RB has moderation powers over on the YouTube. You want to do a massacre marathon? You want like Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Like, oh, you want to do the old school ones? I'm totally down for that. I don't know about watching the remakes now. Second one's where like they got Leatherface. He's on like the back of a truck. It was like it have like fucking like Looney Tunes chase music under it. Guys, let me tell you, Sparkles got wild on edibles the other night. She was singing and dancing. She was very loud. I was like melted into the couch. He was singing and dancing. Oh shit. And then like she was making up names for playlists that weren't playing. She called one like Tight Pants Dance Party. Oh, I don't think there's anybody that needs discipline in YouTube chat. I think we're good over there. Thank you guys for being on top of it, though. Wield that power. Oh, I don't give cats weed. My cats don't like weed anyway. That's what if my cloud wafts too close to Okie or Socks, they'll go running. They don't like it. How would I know what? That snake smokes weed? I don't know if she'd let me. Like those are private moments. I thought about letting you guys see what goes on, like just putting the camera up in the corner and just broadcasting our Thanksgiving. That would be very interesting for a stream. But I had a female that was supposed to come over and she didn't come over. She would not have been into that idea at all. But she didn't come. She like canceled at the last minute. Maybe we'll do something like that. We'll do a Sunday dinner and you guys can watch and see what it's like here. We just smoke a lot of weed and act crazy. There was one time I hooked up with this dude. He was kind of young. He was like 20, 21, 22, something like that. And Sparkles messaged me like right after he and I got finished. I came in the living room, like I started just like smoking a bong or something. And fucking Socks is going after my surgical mask like an asshole. He's being a Kevin. This is pre-pandemic, and Sparkles messages me, and she's like, "You want to go to IHOP?" He's got a fucking box of masks. He's got the whole goddamn box over there. Socrates. God damn it. Cat is an anti-masker. I know I've anointed a few people in YouTube, but I also don't pay attention to YouTube. I'm not paying attention to anything. That's why when I lost the Twitch stream the other night, he's like, what happened to your stream? I'm like, oh, my shit looks fine. What are you talking about? Because I'm not looking at Twitch. I had no fucking clue. Twitch still going, motherfuckers. Freaking 1. Roipers, nothing. Maybe freaking 2. I thought my whole sunglasses bit was very funny. Good content out of it. I'm not high enough for this shit. So, Sparkles wants to play Rattlesnake Poker for the Clover holiday. I do not know what Rattlesnake Poker is. I've tried to like do the snakes get dealt cards? Are the cards glued to the snake's head? Are they playing cards that have rattlesnakes on them? There's a lot of possibilities for exactly how you can play Rattlesnake Poker, and I'm curious, and she has not made me aware of this in any way. She's just like, oh no, they're in a, but how? If they're in a bag, how do they even come into play in the poker game? Are you betting on the rattlesnakes? I'll bet you 3 rattlesnakes on this hand. None of this makes any sense. Don't fold. I had graphics for Patrick's Day, but apparently I deleted them. I'm going to have to make all new. Because I had just been using last year's graphics and then putting the new Troll Patrol logo on there. Had a different logo at this time last year. Yeah, I was looking just 1 year ago. Me and the media wench were talking about some kind of bullshit. Who knows? I like the new logo at Pops. She was wondering where her wrench was last night. Or Monday night. It was Monday night. I really liked the first Ninja Turtles movie, and then the second, like, as a kid, I liked the second one better, but then, like, you go back and watch them as adults, and you're like, oh, the first one is a really good, fucking well-done movie. The second one is a thoughtless cash grab. And then the third one, I don't even know what the fuck was up with that movie. That movie sucked ass. I think that, like, is this from the third movie? Is that what this screenshot is from? Where they're, like, samurai and shit? He has a cowboy hat on. Oh my god, how did you get a mask? How'd this motherfucker get it? He has a mask. Fox, stop it. The fuck? Sparkle's favorite Ninja Turtle is Donatello Versace. What are you getting? Like, fuck. I had to. I've had to lock them out of my room the last couple of mornings. My cats are driving me up the fucking walls. Why are you guys like this? What the fuck? What's up, Smokey? Hold on. I have been working from home for too long, and they have gotten exactly what they want from me at any fucking time. And they have become absolutely spoiled. And they can't stand it if I don't do exactly what they want at exactly that time. Smokey wants to get like, I can't pet you right now. That's not what he wants at the moment. Socks just likes to play with the string. Like, he likes my hair ties. He's really into fucking hair ties. Gets up here and he gets them in his mouth and runs off. And I find him in his food bowl. So I'm just assuming he likes to play with like the elastic thing on the masks. He already broke this one. It is a perfectly good mask. I've had the same box of masks since the start of the pandemic because I don't fucking go outside. So I've barely even touched these motherfuckers. I got N95s for when I'm in really crowded places. Yeah, I still got like 20 of these motherfuckers. Box would get me through the whole pandemic, dude. Hopefully we're at the end of it. Turtle power. One of my favorite characters on Injustice when I'm playing. I've still got super high moderation on, so we'll see if we can take the subscriber only chat off. We'll slowly lift the restrictions here in the Twitch room because the science has changed. You look too young. I look old. I look far older than I am. I'm sorry you're going through mask-like tissues. And that gets expensive. They weren't cheap. I know the government will send you some now. Burgles looks like a 12-year-old boy. I concur. Or you look like a classical painting. Bobby Hill. Ready's the Groiper mallet. I think we're in the clear, guys. Warlord really wants me to talk about Russia and Ukraine. Oh yeah, I got this motherfucker pulled up over here. This is the top diplomat from Ukraine telling the United Nations a full-blown war with Russia would be the end of world order as we know it. I mean, I'm not sure that sounds like a bad thing.
That President Putin will not stop by himself.
Yet.
Distinguished representatives, the beginning of a large-scale war in Ukraine will be the end of the world order as we know it. If Russia does not get a severe, swift, and decisive response now, This will mean a total bankruptcy of the international security system and
I thought he was
international
going to say a swift kick in the ass.
tasked with maintaining the global security order. This is a grim scenario, which will throw us back to the darkest times of the 20th century. Russia will not stop at Ukraine. If a permanent member of the UN Security Council succeeds in breaking literally all rules, other actors will be inspired by him and follow his pattern. Every hour of inaction now is a threat to the lives of Ukrainians. Not only military, but also civilians, including women.
Way too dramatic.
This is an escalating threat to our collective global security and to our freedom. Ukraine expects decisive, immediate, and proportional actions by the international community. We resolutely reject all Russian insinuations about any alleged Ukrainian offensive military operations in Donbas. We do not hold or plan any such actions. Ukraine will not hesitate to exercise its inherent right of self-defense as outlined in Article 51 of the Charter of the United Nations in response to the armed attacks of the Russian Federation.
That was the top diplomat from Ukraine. Dmytro Kuleba, UN General Assembly. Apparently, Joe Biden thinks the war has already begun.
Invasion of Ukraine, as he indicated and asked permission to be able to do from his Duma. So let's begin to. I'm going to begin to impose sanctions in response, far beyond the steps we and our allies and partners implemented in 2014. And if Russia goes further with this invasion, we stand prepared to go further as with sanctions. Who in the Lord's name does Putin think gives him the right to declare new so-called countries on territory that belong to his neighbors? This is a flagrant violation.
Well, there are separatist forces there.
From the international community.
That's the issue there, Joe Biden. It's like you can't really oversimplify this bullshit. The Ukrainian president has vowed to defend his country as Russia says separatists are asking for military help. Jake the Snake, master of the DDT. Thank you for being a freaking follower. Vladimir Zelensky has appealed to the Russian people to help prevent war after requests from separatist leaders set stage for Putin to order troops over the border. Ukraine called an emergency session of the UN Security Council to confront Russia, which, by irony of the rota, will be chairing the meeting. Meanwhile, Zelensky's approach was to try to speak directly to ordinary Russians on a video uploaded to Telegram over the heads of the Kremlin, predicting that the Russian media would not broadcast it. That I know this speech of mine won't be shown on Russian TV, but the people of Russia need to see it. They need to know the truth, and the truth is that this must be stopped before it's too late. Listen to yourselves, to the voice of reason. The people of Ukraine want peace. If someone attempts to take away our land, our freedom, our lives, the lives of our children, we will defend ourselves. By attacking, you will see our faces, not our backs, but our faces. Russia issued an alert on Thursday morning, warning all civilian aviation to stay out of the airspace over the border between Russia and northeast Ukraine, as it maneuvered its forces ever closer to the border and arrayed them in attack formation. That's what we're reading from The Guardian. Several days, Putin and his aides had been claiming there was a genocide of Russian speakers underway in the Donbas region, in the absence of any evidence. Dossiers of supposed evidence circulated at the UN and to the media largely consisted of improvised burial sites of civilian casualties from shelling over the 8-year conflict there. Many of the dead referred to in the Russian dossier had died in the first year of fighting in 2014, when there were substantial civilian casualties on both sides of the front line. According to several media reports confirmed by The Guardian, the White House has warned that the Zelensky government to expect a large-scale offensive in the next 48 hours. They keep saying it. It was supposed to be the 16th. And then it was supposed to be the weekend, and now it's in the next 48 hours. This is a new article. Published Wednesday the 23rd. So when it's talking about Thursday, it's meaning like now in Russia. Biden administration's predictions of imminent attack have been wrong before, as I was just pointing out. The date given of last Wednesday, the 16th of February, but U.S., U.K., and Ukrainian officials all concur that Putin has to move in the next few days or risk exhausting his troops waiting on the border. I guess we're on fucking war watch. The EU says it's meeting on Thursday to hold Russia accountable. Ah, fuck. I forgot to register my Reuters account. Well, you get the gist of it from the headline. I'll do that one of these days.
Diplomats right now.
This is Ned Price, the
Are they spending the nights in Poland and going back?
spokesperson for the State Department.
Any kind of commitment to the safe passage, to any kind of extraction, if you will, for key members of the Zelensky government, if necessary? And what would be our commitment to...
What a wild question. This is like asking if the entire government falls.
If it were a full-scale invasion, if any. I mean, there was...
I mean, what we're talking about is Russia
Should write these down.
Sorry.
basically annexing
Reaction.
territories that are sympathetic to Russia.
State Pompeo and former President Trump praising Putin's cleverness,
Have the map here.
strength, and smartness in the last couple
I'll start with that one. I have no response. In fact, I have no words.
That one was easy. I have no response.
I think what you heard from us on Sunday is that the secretary had determined that it was in the best interests, in the best interest of the safety.
When we're talking about the regions
ground, for them to temper
that Russia has declared
to Poland,
their own countries, this is what we're talking about. That's right here next to Russia.
Essentially commuting back into Lviv. Our charge, Christina Kavin, has been leading the team back on the ground in Lviv. We have every expectation that they will continue to do so as long as the security environment remains permissive. When they are on the ground in Lviv, they're able to undertake emergency consular services to help Americans who may be seeking to
Hey, good, Orby.
leave the country. They are engaging with our Ukrainian partners, and they have important missions that they're able to fulfill in Lviv. But regardless of whether they're in Lviv, whether they are in Poland, that in no way changes the commitment we have to our Ukrainian partners. It in no way diminishes the partnership.
Ned Price likes saying Lviv.
We've remained in constant contact with our partners in the Ukrainian government, and that takes me to your question about any advice we may have passed on to the Zelensky government. The fact is that...
I'm sorry, that's that astute social commentary that you tune in here for, where I'm like, Ned Price likes saying Lviv. really getting into the hard-hitting facts of the matter.
We are in contact with our friends and counterparts in Kyiv on a daily basis. As you know, Foreign Minister Kuleba was here yesterday. The president had an opportunity.
He likes saying Kyiv. He likes saying Lviv.
Over the weekend, the secretary was in the Oval Office for that call. The President Zelensky and his team know that they have the steadfast and unwavering support of the United States. Of course, our goal in all of this is to avert that worst-case scenario, the worst-case scenario that we've already talked about in the course of this briefing. The fact is that the president and his team will make decisions in the coming days based on the best interests of their country and their people. The foreign minister was asked a question about this yesterday.
I'm so skeptical
an insight into
of the United States government at this moment in time.
Are
you have lost all credibility.
Based on their own.
I don't believe anything you say when it comes to foreign matters.
Let me put it this way: in terms of our continued assistance to our Ukrainian partners, the president has made very clear that in the event of a Russian invasion, which, as we have said, is beginning, we will not only continue our...
In the event of the thing that we say is beginning right now.
So on top of the unprecedented level of defensive security assistance that we provided to our Ukrainian partners over the last year, $650 million, including a $200 million drawdown that the president signed in December, deliveries of which continue to flow into Kyiv.
I'll give it to him. He's got some bags under his eyes. This motherfucker hasn't slept in a few days.
That support, but we will look to further.
His job hasn't been easy.
Defensive security assistance for our Ukrainian partners. Kylie.
I'm just wondering if Russia has responded at all to Blinken's letter yesterday, and what diplomatic conversations between the U.S. and Russia have looked like in the last 24 hours.
What I'll say is the Secretary laid out for Foreign Minister Lavrov in a private communication the fact...
It seems that we're not going to get the Putin-Biden face-to-face that was teased earlier in the week.
Russian Federation so far. Our conclusion that a meeting this week in Geneva would not serve the purpose that any such meeting would need to serve. And first and foremost, that is to avert a brutal, massive, costly conflict. The Russians and all of you later heard that publicly from Secretary Blinken. The Russians know precisely our position. They know through private communications and through our own public messaging that we stand ready to engage diplomatically if they are willing to do so in good faith. And if they are willing to change their posture, we will be ready, willing and able to engage them on this.
And did the Secretary detail what in good faith would look like in this letter, or was it broad description?
I mean, they just had Russian forces going in,
prescriptive,
and unmarked tanks and shit in 2014.
What de-escalation might look
the
like.
area is sympathetic to Russia.
We have been very clear.
So, like, there's not
all of you know,
much resistance from the people of the area.
What steps?
Because ethnically they feel they're Russian. It's from the
interested in signaling de-escalation.
It's from the government because those are
steps. And again, we have seen steps that actually
those are the mineral-rich areas.
Can or will the U.S. keep open our embassy in Moscow if there's a full-scale invasion into Ukraine?
We believe in times of conflict, in times of crisis, that the ability to...
It's always about the oil and the gas.
In some ways, even more imperative. Now,
Ukraine doesn't want to lose those territories.
Massive Russian military buildup started along Ukraine's borders.
But I mean, if you're Russia, like, what are you going to do about it, really?
In Moscow and throughout Russia.
Like, Russia just comes in, just fucking throws its weight around.
A very difficult operating environment.
You going to get your friend the U.S. to do something about it? They're daring us to do something about it.
Be in a position to maintain diplomatic communication, the ability.
Because they know we won't.
Clearly, any message.
As well, we shouldn't.
We need to send to the Russian.
The wild situation.
Embassies are an important tool in that. But we have also seen the Russian Federation, even in recent days, escalate on an unprovoked and needless basis. The bilateral challenges in terms of our own diplomatic staffing in Moscow and our ability to operate an embassy on the ground. But again, we believe communication, we believe the ability to pass.
Blah, 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 blah. It's a lot of bullshit. Here's Chomsky on the matter, though. Just a few days ago.
The question that we ought to be asking ourselves is, why did NATO even exist after 1990? Throughout the whole history of the Cold War, we were told NATO is necessary to defend Western Europe from the Russian hordes, okay? No more Russian hordes. What happens?
This might have been...
It expands, okay? It expands to the east. Its mission changed. Its official mission now is not to defend Europe from the Russian hordes.
This is from several years ago, actually.
Control the global energy system, sea lanes and pipelines, and to serve as a U.S.-run intervention force. Well, you know, we're all educated intellectuals. We can now ask a question. What was the nature of the propaganda we were fed all those years? I mean, if NATO was there to defend the West from the Russians, why is it now expanding right to the borders of Russia, becoming a global U.S. intervention force, protecting sea lanes and pipelines and so on? What that tells us is all the talk about the Cold War was just a pure lie. And there's plenty more evidence for that, which we could go into. Educated intellectuals don't pursue this line of thought, but it's a pretty obvious one. Well, going on to Ukraine, Mearsheimer's point is that for any Russian leader, whoever it might be, you know, Mahatma Gandhi, Ukraine is right at the core of their geostrategic concerns. For Ukraine to be taken into NATO, which is what is repeatedly threatened, would be a very serious threat to Russian security, quite apart from historical interests, which go way back, the origins of the Russian Empire, in fact. So yeah, you can give arguments against Russian interference in eastern Ukraine after the coup that took place there, but it's a complicated story, and the West is not without its significant initiatives there.
Yeah. So... Russia went to war, but the U.S. isn't throwing in yet. I don't know what the fuck is going on. It's not a hot war yet. It's still a cold war. But Biden said it's already started. But it's imminent in the next couple of days. I'm not any more sure about what is going to happen than I was when we started this. What, 30 minutes ago? 40 minutes ago? Yeah, why wouldn't EU just have a defensive pact and get rid of NATO? That doesn't mean... that makes it like... NATO makes no fucking sense to me. Just like Chomsky was saying, like even the purpose of NATO had to have been a lie. Ugh. Oh, totally safe to come in. What's up, Lady B? Welcome. Yes, issues have been fixed, I believe. I turned the subscriber only chat off. The moderation is still high. But I've also, like, it would be nice to see them because I have some funny pictures I want to show off if they show up. The Groypers. Yeah, I turned it off just a little bit ago. I think everything's okay now. You guys want to see a cat? I had to start locking him out in the morning because I can't sleep. Like, he's very loud. Scratches at the walls. Clicks at the door. Talk to him. Go on. I know you're not happy right now. Come on. Talk to him. This Maynard James kitten. Laying there at my feet. Look, you want to come up here and hang out? He looks like he was a cat bred with a pot-bellied pig. God, he's mean. He's so mean. He's so weird too. He gets in the shower with me. What kind of fucking cat gets in the shower with you? He was in my laundry earlier. He was fresh out of the dryer. He just he burritoed himself up in it. Okay, so probably the last one I bathed would have been that one, Maynard. Get excess hair off of him. Like all of them are a pain in the ass to bath. When I first got Stocks and Smokey, they had fleas, so I've bathed them several times. And then Maynard was having a hair problem. And it said, get him in a bath, get all steamy and everything, get the excess hair off of him. So, that wasn't fun. God, that wasn't fun at all. And what's wild is Maynard gets in the fucking shower with me. So I don't know why he wouldn't like a bath then. Who you calling a snuggle bear? Maynard? You've met that cat. You know that cat's not a snuggle bear. That cat don't want to be touched. Even when because he got up in my lap last night and I was petting his head. Even as I'm petting his head, he's like, and leans back into it. God, he had it out for Sparkle's boot on Friday night. He really wanted to take on Sparkle's boot. Apparently, I had a real thing for the Snuggle Bear on the fabric softener when I was a kid. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I tried to make it as easy on him as I could. Be gentle with the water. Soap him up on the outside. I like fabric softener. I put it on my shit. No, Sparkle's boot. Sparkle's boot. Not butt. Boot. Boot. Maynard was attacking her boot. He will fight that boot. It was a fuzzy boot. When a cat could be, forgiven to think that it was a skinned cat in boot form. Oh, fuck. I can't wait for it to be April fresh. I love springtime. Springtime is not boot. Turbo Tommy Bahama. Thank you for being a freaking follower. Oh, and like, he just sits at the edge of the shower and he kind of wants me to get the top of his head wet. It's the weirdest goddamn thing. I don't understand why he would be into that. I'm just waiting for like a groiper to show up. Every time somebody pops in. So far, they've behaved themselves. I should indeed get a cat fountain. My cats would really like. I mean, this is the way they treat the fucking bathtub. Like, the bathtub leaks. I mean, like, if I don't know where Maynard is, he's sitting there in the bathtub, just licking the water. Like a fucking weirdo. Speaking of weirdos, old Donny Boy Trump. Prosecutors leading the Manhattan DA's Trump investigation have resigned. Two prosecutors who helped lead the Manhattan District Attorney's investigation into former President Trump's financial dealings abruptly resigned on Wednesday, the New York Times first reported. The resignations came after Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg suggested he had doubts about moving forward with the case and throws the future of the investigation into doubt. One of the prosecutors, Mark Pomerantz makes me think of like some kind of fucking juice you'd have of a morning. You go squeeze a Pomerantz. Confirmed to the Times that he had resigned, but did not elaborate. The other, Carrie Dunn, declined to comment per the Times. Manhattan DA's investigation into potential tax and bank-related fraud has stalled for over a month because of Bragg's reluctance to move forward. I mean, Trump's probably going to run in 2024. That's a thing we're going to have to deal with. And for the Democrats, that's probably a good thing. Like, because I mean, if it's Biden running for re-election, and it's anybody other than Trump, that might not be an easy fight. But if it's Trump, like, Trump is good for the Democrats. This weird fundraising bullshit. It sucks. Good for the consultants and all the people that just like suck money out of the Democratic Party. Trump is good for grifters, and we are a nation built on grifting. Everything about our economy about grifting. So of course, Trump would be a candidate for high office. It makes perfect sense. He's already got convoys lined up. The Pennsylvania truck convoy is close to D.C. We're the tip of the arrow right now, the organizer says. Fox gonna let me play it? What the hell? Don't like my ad blockers. Oh, come on, Fox. I don't think I will. Fuck you, Fox News. DPAC in Florida. I believe they're going to have Tulsi Gabbard.
22 starts Thursday. Sign up at foxnation.com.
Wait.
I think they can make
That shit starts on Thursday?
difference by just parking their trucks.
Well, sometimes you need to take extra measures to get your point across and do things that need to be done.
I said go for it.
What, are they like in Mardi Gras or some shit?
Limited, and I think it's going to make life harder.
Support it.
Absolutely support it. I think it's great.
I'm a proponent for the mandates because, you know, my community, the black community, has really been impacted by COVID. So I'm a proponent of making the mandates because we got to get a control of it. It keeps mutating, so we got to get a control of it.
I think that getting rid of all.
But she had a cool shirt on. It said like cocktail.
Get back to normal and live more like we do down here in Florida is a really good thing. So yes, I would support it in that respect.
As long as they are being peaceful, as long as they're not getting violent with counter protesters there or the police.
100%. I feel like the government.
So they're asking them if they would support a U.S.
supposed to be doing, and the people
convoy,
to show them.
like outside of Sam's Clubs. This is like a Fox News digital piece.
Peacefully.
But they're not really telling us where they are. And it's interspersed with.
They've had them before in Kansas. They go clear across I-70. They don't hurt anybody, you know, they don't slow anybody up. They're
Interspersed with like the Canadian rally footage.
like they did in Canada, you know, blocking the bridges or going to D.C. and doing the same thing now.
I worry about them. I think.
I don't know what Sparkle said.
With what they did up in Canada.
Man, we might have to time you out for cussing in the chat.
Those guys up there for peaceful protesting. It just
Whatever you said sounds dirty. That sucked ass. Wasn't even worth watching. Now I can't get back out of it. The Fox News player sucks. When is Mardi Gras? That's what everybody was asking, I think. Are you telling me to take a rip? The great Rubio has spoken. Marco Rubio says that the Russian invasion of Ukraine is now underway. But what expertise does he have to say that the invasion is underway? Is Fat Tuesday the start of Mardi Gras? I need to go to Mardi Gras. Like, this is like the closest I've been to where it's held. That still doesn't mean he has any kind of special fucking intelligence. It's Rubio. Rubio and intelligence is an oxy fucking moron. I'm on a roll tonight. Speaking of Florida, Rubio is the senator from Florida. Florida lawmaker has backed off his proposal that would have forced teachers to out students to their parents, and he looks exactly the way you would think he looks. I don't think BuzzFeed altered the picture of him in any way. I didn't alter the picture of him in any way. That's his real fucking forehead. I don't want to make fun of somebody. But like that haircut, the look on his face, everything about him just like rubs me the wrong fucking way. Florida Representative Joe Harding. An amendment to a proposed law that would have forced teachers in Florida to notify parents of their students' sexual orientation within 6 weeks of being informed was withdrawn Tuesday amid heavy pushback from Democrats and LGBTQ advocates. Proposed amendment to the so-called Don't Say Gay bill was withdrawn Tuesday by its sponsor, Republican Representative Joe Harding. Are we going to hear from him here?
Those of you who weren't.
Oh, good Lord.
But,
Hey, Jen. Joe Harding here, and in case you didn't know, I am the sponsor of House Bill.
Okay, yeah, don't judge a book by its cover, because I would have never expected that voice out of that forehead.
Bill 1557.
Let me first say that every parent, as one myself too, hopes that our leaders will ensure their children's safety, protection, and freedom.
Good start. I'm a parent too, and I'm glad we can find some common ground.
And today, conservative politicians in Florida rejected those basic values by advancing legislation that is designed to target and attack the kids who need the support the most.
As a sponsor of the bill, no, but we'll get to that in a second.
Kids from the LGBTQI plus community who are already vulnerable to bullying, and we've seen that in study after study, and violence just for being themselves and just for being who they are.
I want all kids to feel safe at school, but that also has nothing to do with this bill. House Bill 1557 lets parents access their kids' school records more easily, prevents school districts from adopting policies that keep information away from parents. And here's the controversial part. The bill directs school districts, and I'll quote from the bill right here, to not encourage classroom discussion about sexual orientation or gender identity and primary grade levels. Jen, that is kindergarten through 3rd grade.
I'm sorry, if a kindergartner has
talking about these topics before
a same-sex couple
I don't think
set of parents,
to empower.
are they not allowed to talk about their family in the classroom?
It's not an isolated action in Florida. Across the country, we're seeing Republican leaders taking action to regulate what students can or cannot read, what they can or cannot learn, and most troubling, who they can or cannot be.
Distorting the facts, spreading fear, really just sidesteps the fact that none of the things you are talking about are actually in the bill.
This is who these kids are. And these legislators are trying to make it harder.
No. The bill is purposely vague, so it allows you plausible deniability to be able to say, like, none of that's in the bill. But it's the chilling effect that is the result of the bill.
Are kept in the loop.
So we felt it was important to speak out against this action.
Me too. Great talk.
Wow. Besides sexual orientation and gender identity, the bill would also require the school to inform parents of health care services offered on campus and notify them about any health screening for their child in kindergarten through 3rd grade. Lawmakers in the House are expected to vote on amendments to the bill before it goes to the state Senate for review. Meanwhile, Texas is trying to outdo Florida. Abbott is ordering that state agencies investigate gender-affirming care for trans kids as child abuse. Texas Governor Greg Abbott on Tuesday ordered state agencies to investigate gender-affirming care for transgender kids as child abuse. The Office of the Attorney General has now confirmed in the enclosed opinion that a number of so-called sex change procedures constitute child abuse under existing Texas law, Abbott wrote in a letter to the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. Nazbolva. Welcome. Thank you for being a freaking follower. The letter said doctors, nurses, teachers, and anyone who comes into contact with a child has a requirement to report parents or face criminal penalties. Abbott's letter was CC'd to several agencies, including the Health and Human Services Commission, Texas Medical Board, and the Texas Education Agency. Order's immediate impacts on transgender children's access to treatment remains unclear. Kate Murphy, a senior policy associate for child protection at Texans Care for Children, told the Dallas Morning News. Since this is a non-binding opinion by the Attorney General right now, it's unclear what will happen next, Murphy said, adding, right now we have more questions than answers. The order comes one day after Attorney General Ken Paxton, who I always take the opportunity to bring up, was indicted, has not faced trial for shit 5 fucking years ago for corruption. One day after Attorney General Ken Paxton said that gender-affirming health care for transgender kids is child abuse, 2021 saw a record number of anti-trans bills introduced in state legislatures. Medical experts and doctors fear an increase in mental health crises among transgender kids due to the dozens of bills introduced to criminalize gender-affirming health care. Fuck, I hate right-wingers. Studies have shown that doctors who give children the ability to socially transition, access puberty blockers, and gender-affirming hormones encounter lower rates of suicide and mental illness. Because of course they do! I say it all the time to right-wingers, like if you, because they'll admit that there is a mental illness aspect to it. So I'm like, all right, look up gender dysphoria and the DSM and tell me what the treatment is for it. Transitioning. Acknowledging their proper pronouns. Sorry, that's what the science says. They don't like to live in reality. Speaking of not living in reality, the cops in Portland. Piece written in The Intercept earlier today. Survivors of a deadly attack on a Portland protest were victimized twice. First by the gunman, and then by the police. Victims of a right-wing gunman's shooting spree in Portland said it was unprovoked. Why did the police make the attack sound like a shootout? Prosecutors in Portland, Oregon charged a right-wing gunman with murder on Tuesday, 3 days after he opened fire on a group of unarmed women who were directing traffic along the route of a protest march against police violence. The gunman, Benjamin Smith, 43 years old, killed a 60-year-old woman and wounded 3 other women and 1 man before a volunteer security guard for the protest ended the rampage by shooting the attacker in the hip. When Portland police officers arrived at the scene of the rampage, they were skeptical of the testimony from the victims and other witnesses that the attack had been unprovoked, and they arrested the volunteer security guard after he reportedly described his role and surrendered his semi-automatic pistol. The next day, the Portland Police Bureau outraged survivors of the attack and their allies in the racial justice community by issuing a press release that wrongly stated that the incident had started with a confrontation between an armed homeowner and armed protesters. The police also claimed that a lack of cooperation from protesters who witnessed or recorded the shootings meant that investigators are trying to put this puzzle together without having all the pieces. Critics of the police, like the civil rights advocate Zakir Khan, suggested that the use of the term homeowner, which was uncritically echoed in media reports, was intended to mislead the public into assuming that the gunman had merely been defending himself or his property, which evidence subsequently uncovered by reporters showed to be untrue. Smith, in fact, rented an apartment near the route of the planned protest march, and his roommate told the Oregonian that he was obsessed with guns and harbored a deep hatred for the Black Lives Matter movement and anti-fascists in the city. He talked about wanting to go shoot commies and Antifa all the friggin' time. Smith's roommate, Christine Christensen, Oh shit, what's up, Jake the Snake? Just been creeping around in the chat, haven't you? I don't even know what to say about that. Like, the Let's Go Brandon thing is just so trite. Fucking Curiouser. On top of things. Timed him the fuck out. I've got nothing to say back to Let's Go Brandon. It's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life. Go sit in the corner for a little while. Think about what you did. Jake, you're an insult to the actual man, Jake the Snake, the piss drinker. Jake the Snake. Because Jake the Snake was actually cerebral. Jake the Snake was a good promo in the ring. Guess I don't have to switch back to subscriber chat. This is what I was talking about earlier when the online presence of these hate groups that are inspiring these killers is like the dude that shot up Denver. I've brought it up numerous times, but it doesn't seem like it made as much headway in the media as it should have. I don't even remember this guy's name. Lyndon McLeod, who police say killed 5 people during a deadly rampage in the Denver area. When was this published? December 28th. Updated on December 29th. I thought it was earlier in January. The end of December. He was an author dedicated to alt-right philosophies, including masculine supremacy, contrarian COVID-19 beliefs, and targeted violence against the weak. McLeod appears to have operated a plethora of Twitter and Instagram accounts under the alias Roman McClay, which he used for his 3-book series, Sanction. This dude was on the Zuby show. I've been meaning to get clips of fucking Zuby. I've been wanting to, because he's really popular. He's this rapper. He's really popular on the right. They share out his tweets all the time. This is the guy that shot up Denver at the end of December. I was linking it back to the Portland shooter that happened over the weekend. This guy was on Zuby's show. And God, and then Andy NGO, he was promoting he was being listened to by the dude that shot up Portland. Yeah, I think the dude in Denver was also an Andy NGO fan. Andy NGO. I always fuck his name up. If you've got 2 of your fans shooting up the place, maybe rethink your stance.
A federal jury found 3 men guilty of hate crimes, violating Arbery's rights by chasing him on a public street and killing him because he was black. Gregory McMichael, son Travis, and neighbor William Roddy Bryan, already convicted of murder in state court, today also found guilty of attempted kidnapping, and the McMichaels guilty of using a firearm to commit a violent crime.
I'm glad that they.
No, none of them are getting out. Like, there was a possibility that one of them would have got out at some point in time. Ain't none of them getting out now.
Prosecutors telling the jury racial hatred motivated the three men, showing texts and social media posts laced with racial slurs, revealing Brian was angry about his daughter's relationship with a black man. The older McMichael making disparaging remarks about black tenants renting property he owned. His son writing a message about liking his job because 0 N-words work with me.
Why do you think it's important to pursue these cases?
If you can't
wow.
without fearing being targeted because of who you are, then what kind of country can we really hope to build?
In Washington, the Attorney General vowed to prosecute more cases like this one.
I cannot imagine the pain that a mother feels.
That was another reason why I was so adamant about Doug Jones, the senator from Alabama, who lost to might be the dumbest senator now, Tommy Tuberville. I thought he should have been the Attorney General, and he was one of the prosecutors on the Birmingham church bombing. And, like, I thought he would have been really good at prosecuting these kinds of cases, which abound in American society. But no, had to go to Merrick Garland, the guy that couldn't get confirmed, couldn't even get a hearing to be on the Supreme Court.
To have her son run down and then gunned down.
The verdict coming on the eve of the 2-year anniversary of the fatal encounter, also designated Ahmaud Arbery Day to honor him by Georgia's legislature.
The three men convicted of killing Arbery, already serving life in prison, now each face the possibility of another life sentence, guilty of committing a hate crime.
Merrick Garland was actually on lists for George W. Bush to pick from. That's how conservative he was. And now he's Biden's Attorney General just because Mitch McConnell fucked him over and didn't let him be on the Supreme. Like, Obama picked him because he was conservative. It was like, oh, the Republicans can't have any problem with him. They're going to have to give him a vote. He's going to get confirmed if he goes for a vote. And no, Mitch McConnell called his bluff, and now we're stuck with him as the Attorney General. Fuck off. Wild how things work out. Apparently, Kyle Rittenhouse is going to sue LeBron James. He's going to sue Oprah Winfrey. No. Whoopi Goldberg. He's going to sue Whoopi Goldberg. He's going to sue multiple media outlets. He's going to sue everybody. This is on Drew Hernandez's show.
We all know that Black Lives Matter is a neo-communist organization, okay? They're self-proclaimed.
You don't even know what does neo-communist mean? Well, you can't define communism, sir. You count on the fact that your followers think that means authoritarian.
Trained Marxists. You go to their website, I mean, they've even tried to take it down by now. They want to dismantle the nuclear family. They want to take down the United States of America, and they're willing to use violent acts to do it. 2020.
Hell Satan.
Right? Do you support Black Lives Matter as a neo-communist?
We want to live in sexual anarchy.
You live in sexual anarchy?
That's what we want to do here in this country.
Organization, do you actually support all of that?
No, I support Black Lives Mattering. I support Black Lives Matter. They do matter.
And I think everyone wants to know as well, what are your plans for LeBron James?
Okay. So here's the thing. It's like what the Covington kids did, I guarantee you, because it's a settlement, so we don't actually know the terms of the agreement. They fucking, the suit was for $10 million or $20 million or whatever the fuck it was. They settled for some amount that would have been less than CNN's legal bills to fight that shit. Goddamn it. They didn't do it for the money. They didn't even probably fucking get anything out of it. 20 grand. 30 grand. They did it just so, like, there's a settlement. CNN can't say anything. They can't say anything about the case. It looks like they won because CNN settled with them. But in reality, CNN was just fucking... They would have won if they had taken it to court because they didn't say anything that was wrong. Libel is almost impossible to fucking prove. Especially with a news organization. Like, that's an attack on free speech. I'm going to sue somebody because I didn't like what they had to say about me. I didn't like the way they critiqued me. Bull fucking shit. And for the love of God, if there's any credibility to any, like, if Rittenhouse sues any of these organizations, they better go to goddamn trial. They better not fucking give in and do the CNN. The CNN move was the corporate fucking pussy way out. Fuck that shit. Fuck you, CNN, for doing that. It just empowers these turds. God damn.
He'll be getting a letter too.
LeBron James will be getting a letter too.
Anybody who defamed me or lied about me, we're just going to send them a letter and then deal with them in a courtroom.
Do you think we're stupid? You think we're fools?
Yes. That who you're going to hire for your legal team? Kyle? Gonna hire Rudy? You know, what's his name? Fucking worked for Trump. He fell off the fucking face of the earth. God, I can't even think of his name right now. Giuliani's just waiting for his call. He needs the money. They all need the money. I mean, it's just going to be a way, like, he's going to be able to fundraise for his legal cause. It's just going to be he's probably already involved with Steve Bannon or some shit. Here's Betty White feeding a bear. Georgia Engel.
Danny Moore.
All right.
I got the Betty White page is just like posting old pictures and videos of her all the time. Highly recommend it.
Every time you come up, Betty, I'm always amazed. He doesn't take things this softly. Like he
Sound real
running.
smart.
Yeah.
It looks like they're feeding marshmallows to the bear.
Danny Moore.
All right.
I don't know if that's what that is. Like,
Is that good?
I'm
just taking a guess.
Every time you come up, Betty, I'm always amazed. He doesn't take things this softly. Like he
Sound real
running.
smart.
Yeah. You make him sound really smart.
Make the bear sound really smart.
Danny Moore.
All right, sweetheart. Here we are.
I think Kyle Rittenhouse will go the way of, like,
Every time you come up, Betty, I'm
oh, what's his name that killed Trayvon? Robert Zimmerman.
like he
Sound real
running.
smart.
Yeah. You make him sound really smart.
I think he'll, like, peter out. He'll have run-ins with the law.
Here we are. Is that good?
He'll try to stay relevant.
Every time you come up,
He'll sign skateboards and shit in 10 years.
softly. Like he
Sound real
running.
smart.
Yeah. You make him sound really smart.
If you're watching on Twitch, I'm going to send you over to Polly People.
Danny Moore.
She has some awesome socks on tonight. Compliment her fucking awesome socks.
Every time you come up, Betty, I'm always amazed. He doesn't
Go ahead, light one up, tip one back. It's all right to have a little fun before you hit the sack. I'm Justin Freakin. We'll see you tomorrow night. The Troll Patrol live.